our world. Serie, our world.
Hello.
Hi, man.
How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. Just thinking about the upcoming games and also yesterday's game as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to pack in. We'll start with those anyway for the final week 19 games, which were in midweek. As you say, yesterday and the day before, we had Milan beating Como 2-1, Atalanta Juve drawing 1-1, and then Inter Bologna last night drawing 2-2. In the prediction front, it wasn't great anyway. I did mention it last week that the most we could really get was 50%. Unfortunately, that didn't even happen. But I'm not sad because, as we know, this is the most unpredictable league there is in the world. So we're not expected really to be getting 100%. But on the week 19, me and you both got 30%, but I got one score right, and then the AI got 20%. So that was the week 19 after that finalised. Week 20, I'll just go over those, the last weekend's results. Lazio Como 1-1, Lecce beating Empoli 3-1, Udinese Atalanta drawing at 0-0, Torino Juve and Milan Cagliari both 1-1, Genoa beating Parma 1-0, Inter beating Venezia 1-0, Bologna Roma, they drew 2-2 again, so in the last two games, and then Napoli beating Verona 2-0 and Monza beating Fiorentina 2-1, who seem to be in a bit of a sticky patch at the moment. In terms of predictions, again, was terrible really. I got 20% and one score. You got 10% and the AI got 30%. So I think
10%.
Yeah, and I think for the first time, oh no, sorry, not 10%. I missed the result. 20%. So you got the same as me.
Sorry, okay. That was very lucky that I raised that.
Apologies there. So yeah,
there you go.
So I got 20% and a score, and you got 20%, and then AI got 30%. So we actually lost.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah. I mean, I still feel bad. It's such a low score, but at least I drew with you, I guess, if we're looking to take something from it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to do it that way, I did get a score right, so I was just edged you.
Yeah.
In both weeks, but still, it's it's just that thing. As I say, I'm not as I say on the thing and description every single time. These are just our predictions. This is how we're just seeing how things go. But as we know with Serie, it's not as simple as just picking a team and they're going to get that result. You're right. We were cut off there, but I'll go. What I remember we were at. So we were just saying about the results of the AI and stuff, and I was just saying basically, as we know, Serie is that unpredictable. So the fact that we've done so well before is great in that thing. So I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of having so-called 30% results or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's not a league that's easy. You can pick what's going to happen, and those games that played, I mean, there was a lot of last-minute goals, last-minute defending, whatever, all sorts of stuff that just one moment could have made our results go from 20% to 80%. Do you know what I mean? So nothing to be embarrassed about, really. So yeah, I was going to, from there, I mean, from week 19 and week 20, I mean, was there anything in particular you wanted to say anything about those places or those games?
Yeah, I mean, it was a funny one, wasn't it? Because it was playing catch up a bit from a week that had already mostly passed.
Yeah.
Surprising results, yeah. I mean, because Milan had to play theirs, didn't they, as well?
Yeah. So they played Como
I was
for the week 19.
shocked at that. I mean, that was obviously S.A.W's second game. So obviously the first one was a draw, but then the second one wasn't looking good to start with, but he finished it and made it look good on the sheet. So yeah, that part's good. I think he's off to an okay start, but obviously needs a bit of monitoring, that one. What do you reckon about him in general?
I mean, as I said it before at the beginning of the season, I think him De Zerbi or Conte should have been the one that got picked in the first place. I do feel Conceição does suit Milan for the level they're at, in the sense of they've got good players, but they're not playing to their level or the potential that they can be going towards. So, yeah, I think it's a good fit, but at the moment, I didn't get carried away from seeing them win that Super Cup, because I think it was overrated, the performances of what actually happened. As I said, for against Juve, they didn't do nothing. They were lucky, a couple of minutes, and they got some goals. Other than that, they didn't really play well. Against Inter, again, they went 2-0 down. Until that second goal went in, they weren't great. And then Leao come on, and I don't know, something happened, and it's where that over the top thing of, oh my god, look, Conceição's done this, Conceição's done that. The players are now all great, and it doesn't work like that. It's not a switch, is it? So they've shown when they played Cagliari, they didn't do well again. So there's nothing sorted in the Milan camp. It's going to take time. It's going to take time, and there's no guarantee even after time that it's still going to be any good. As I've said to you before, and I can't remember if I said it on here, but I think he's going to need at least the half season to see how it goes. But mainly in January, are they going to give him the funds to get who he wants, or are they just going to do what they normally do and don't bother spending anything or getting anyone? So it's down to the board, but I do still think Milan's, as it is now, is a complete shambles, in the sense of how it's being run and transfer policies and all that stuff. It's ridiculous for a team that wants to be where it used to be and be one of the biggest clubs. The money on it is not being spent, and on the right players. They've got a few good ones coming, but they have got a lot that are, let's say, would be better suited to another team or a lower league team or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Rather than where they're at now, which is, they are not Milan standard if you're looking at what Milan standard was. So yeah, there's that. But I mean, there's still the opportunity. They still got opportunities to turn it around. They're still in the Champions League and stuff. So we'll have to see what happens with them.
I'm interested. Yeah, I'm very interested just to see. I mean, remember I sent you that little screenshot the other day about how much Milan have spent on strikers in God knows how many years, and it was like 16 mil over that whole period. And I mean, I think the best two out of that whole list were probably Ibra and Giroud. I think they were free, were they? I don't know if you paid for them. I can't remember now.
I can't remember if they paid for them, but Milan is one of those teams that for a long time they just look at the free transfers first. Seems to be their thing to do. Who knows? They need some serious work and some more depth added to the squad, and better players in certain positions and stuff. But overall, I mean, this is Serie A. It's not an easy league. If they're gonna stay as they are, I don't think they're gonna do as well throughout the rest of the season. I still think for however long it's been now, they have overperformed in terms of the positions that they've been in. I don't think it's reflected in the actual performances on the pitch, if that makes sense to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just how it happens. It's just how it is. But I mean, I'll talk about the week 21 fixtures that are coming up. We've got on Friday Roma Genoa. Then on Saturday there's Bologna Monza, Juve Milan, and Atalanta Napoli. Then on Sunday Fiorentina Torino, Cagliari Lecce, Parma Venezia, Verona Lazio, Inter Empoli, and then on the Monday there's Como Udinese. So the teams are just all tight. You can't call these really. I mean, out of those, which games are you looking forward to?
I guess from my side, I think the Juve one's going to be good, isn't it? I think the Milan
you say that. I mean, we got to remember last time they played this fixture at the beginning of the season, it was one of the worst fixtures there is. In
Yeah, I
terms of
remember
games,
that.
it's probably been
Yeah,
one of, if not the worst game of the season.
yeah,
And both teams have been so inconsistent that, yeah, I mean, it's hard to call it if it is as good as, well, it's definitely not as good as it was, should we say? Do you know what I mean? It's not
yeah.
been a classic as it used to be. For me, I don't know. I'm just seeing a draw still in that sense. For my pick would be out of the lot would probably be the Atalanta Napoli.
Yeah, it's going to be great, isn't it?
I really hope they both go for it, and it's going to be, it potentially could be a game of the season type game, but I don't want to get ahead of myself on that. But yeah, that's another one, and then you've got all over the pitch. All over the league. The Fiorentina need to pick up again. Inter should be beating Empoli. Then who else have we got? Roma have got Genoa. But Roma back, we don't know. They seem to be looking like they're doing well, and then they seem to drop again. So yeah, all over the league. That's just reminding me. I will need to get your predictions, but we'll do that off air, and then I'll put them up. So that's what's been going on for up to this weekend. Then in the week next week, we've got Europa Leagues back on the Thursday. There's AZ Alkmaar versus Roma, and then Lazio versus Real Sociedad. And then in the Champions League on the Tuesday, there's Atalanta Sturm Graz, Club Brugge Juve, Bologna Dortmund, and then on Wednesday, Sparta Prague Inter and Milan Verona. So European competitions are back. The Conference League is into February, but we'll update that once we get to that point. And then I'm not going to go through them all, but I'm going to put on the screen on the video the transfers so far in this winter transfer. We got some interesting ones. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Ibrahimovic at Lazio. He did well on his loan spells in Italy, and I think he's a really good player who could become incredible. Really, so I like how direct he is. He's similar in the sense of like a Yildiz type player. Then we've got Napoli, who did a swap with Cagliari. They've got Scuffet coming. They sent Caprile the other way. And Caprile is again, I like him as a goalie. He's a good goalie to have at Cagliari to help them at the moment. But not many big transfers at the moment. Obviously, there are quite a few in the rumour mill, shall we say, or near enough completion. The one I do like at the moment is this Diao, who's gone to Como. He's like a Spanish-Senegalese kid they got from Real Betis. I can't remember if I was saying it to you or someone else, but I was saying before the Milan game that I think he's going to be alright. He's going to do alright, and he actually went and scored on his debut against Milan, which is good. But as I said, those transfers I'll have on the screen at the moment for a little bit, and then from my point of view, that's that. I can have a quick look if there is any confirmed news since I did all that. Is there anything you've got on your mind at the moment?
Yeah, just wondering about Kyle Walker. What you believe will happen with that? Will he go to Serie A or not?
I mean, again, like what I was saying about Rashford, I just don't see from a financial point of view how any Serie A team will benefit from signing him or Rashford. So I'm really hoping it doesn't happen. The Okafor deal that was basically done and dusted fell through because he failed the medical. So that's one of the reasons they're saying about Rashford not going to Milan. And I mean, as I said, from a Serie A point of view, I'm glad, but from another Serie A point of view, he's the alternative to Kvaratskhelia for Napoli, who basically he looks like he's gone or going to PSG. They have been linked with Garnacho as well. If it was out of the two, I would say I'd hope Napoli get Garnacho because he's younger and I would say a better player. And then, I mean, I'm just having a look. A lot of the reports. It's just rumours of what's going on. Nothing out of the ordinary at the moment that I can put up right now as we're recording. For Milan, actually, a rumour that I'd like, and I mean, I know he's kind of gone off at the moment, but I liked him when he first came through at Dortmund, and that, which is that Reina, Giovanni Reina, who's part Italian. Milan apparently after him. If they can get him firing how he started in his career, then yeah, that would be great. But for them, but saying that, other than that, I haven't got much else to add. There's a lot of information put together, so a catch up on the different weeks from week 19 to now week 21 coming up, and European games and stuff like that. So, and the transfers. So, yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think all clear. I think we're good.
Cool. All right. Well, let's have a look and see what happens this weekend and in Europe, and then we'll catch up again next week.
Nice one.
All right. See you later.
Cool.
Bye.